Plants, planet-wide, are green. They cover their bodies in greenness to make two things that they then inject out of their bodies into the environment. In nature, plants take a majority of the sugar they manufacture and functionally inject it into the soil. The microbes evolved symbiotic relationships with plants to feed them. If you look into evolutionary biology, the microbes came first and they evolved plants to make sugar to feed them. We think we're growing plants. You know, what I tell people is, I don't care what you're growing. It can be cucumbers, it can be apple tree, it can be oats, it can be echinacea, it can be marijuana. It matters 100% of zero what different crop you're producing. The exact foundational dynamics need to be in place for all of them for them to flourish. And that dynamic is the bottom of the food chain flourishing. Only when the bottom of the food chain is flourishing should the middle of the food chain be expected to flourish. Right, this is rudimentary. And then only should the top of the food chain be expected to flourish. I don't care what kind of plant this is. What I care about is what are the environmental conditions and how well is the bottom of the food chain flourishing? What are the conditions that you need to be managing for? What limiting factors? What are the things that are holding life back from flourishing? Identify those things that are keeping life from flourishing, address them, and get out of the way. This area that surrounds the plant roots is called the rhizosphere, which is where the vast majority of life in the soil resides. It's not actually just in the soil, it's in the plant, it's in the roots, it's on the leaves. How this whole thing works, we don't actually really need to understand it. But just, I'll tell you something to maybe excite you. Rhizophagy, anybody heard about this? Rhizophagy, James White from Rutgers, I think it is. As the plant roots are growing, they're actually going out and encapsulating the microbes that are in the soil. They're building their roots around the microbes. As they suck them into their body, they literally digest the cell wall. They're like, food. What they do is they take the cell wall off, they eat that, and then they take some of the protoplasm and they eat that. And then they put some more things back into the protoplasm so that the nucleus is still there. The vacuoles, all those pieces of the microbe are still there in the root. And they're like, actually now we need phosphorus. And they spit it back out into the soil. And they basically inoculate the soil with this new modulation of microbes who have this functional capacity to digest for these things. And then bam, the root comes around again, sucks them in. It's not like they're injecting soluble nutrients into the soil. Not like the microbes are saying, okay, they're pissing out some copper. Like, the plant is profoundly symbiotically working with the microbe, evolving it in profound symbiosis and subtlety and sensing and communication and coordination, right? This is how nature does it. The microbes are in the roots. Sometimes they're going up, they're in the stem, they're on the leaf. The top two layers of the leaf are microbes. They're there to defend, protect the plant from pathogens, right? We're coated with, within and without, not just our gut, everywhere. Microbes, it's how we've evolved. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not, this is the way nature does it. It's not our job to manage, to get in there with meters and numbers and tools and stuff, right? That's not our job. Our job is to caretake, is to ensure that nature has what she needs, and then take a nap, play with your kids, go swimming, right? Hopefully you're outside. Hopefully not wearing shoes, right? The whole point is quality of life.